Hello everyone, Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Let's talk about, or Bonanza, should I say? Not Bonanza, Bonanza. Anyway, regardless. Um, so this is just my initial thoughts. So I'll put some footage up. I've got a couple of clips I recorded from the Switch 2. Um, but anyway, I'll go through my initial thoughts. So the game starts off, and I wasn't. I'll be honest with you, the intro, I I was a bit like, oh no. Oh, also excuse the swollen face. It's got my wisdom tooth taken out, so good times. Anyway, sorry, back to Donkey Kong. Anyway, so yeah, the actual beginning part, I I was like, oh no, this isn't what I was expecting. Um, and I was a bit like, oh, the control. I don't like the controls that much. I don't. Just give me a sec. But yeah, and that was the very, very beginning, like the intro where you meet that rock, that purple rock thing and whatnot. And I was like, ugh. But anyway, then you drop into the actual first world, and then it just completely changes. So I'll try and sum everything up. But yeah, basically the world is destructible in a sense. Of course, they have indestructible bits, like there's these metal platforms, but essentially everything's indestructible. Everything's destructible. Sorry. Um, so it's like Mario Odyssey, where you find moons or bananas all over the place. Um, but unlike Mario Odyssey, which I kind of prefer about this, is you have this Donkey Kong, he can clap, and you'll see it in the footage, but he claps and it creates like a sonar effect, and that sonar effect highlights things that collect. So you collect fossils that you use to buy clothing with. Again, I'll try and get some footage, but the clothing can give you advantages. So, for instance, like get these shorts 15% faster swimming speed, and I've got this tie, I forgot what it does, a higher chance of finding chests or whatever it be. Um, so yeah, you collect fossils. I collect these other kind of fossils. I don't know what they do. I collect this giant fossil, and then I collect bananas. Anyway, so you clap your hands, do the sonar, and these things, they will ping on the map. Even if it's below you, you'll see it highlight. So like Mario Odyssey, where you're like walking around and there's a moon and you'll find it. But this is a bit easier because you actually, you can go around clapping and trying to find it. Whereas Mario Odyssey, sometimes it's a bit very hidden or convoluted, and you couldn't find it, without looking at a guide, perhaps. Whereas this, like I said, it's a lot easier. It's not saying they're very easy to find. I'm just saying it makes it easier to find. It's not as cryptic, which I like. Anyway, then you have the actual mechanics of punching up, down. Um, it's really fun. Like you can just dig straight down if you want. And, if you find a little cave with a banana in it or whatever it may be. Um, my only gripe is like sometimes I'll be hanging on a wall and I'll start punching straight through that wall and I'll fall off. And then I'm like, ugh. So I don't know, maybe I'm just doing something wrong. I'm probably doing something wrong, but kind of annoying. Um, but otherwise, the actual punching mechanics, yeah, really fun. The whole world, like I said, is destructible. You can pick up rocks and you can throw them. Um, you can double jump with it. There's so much things, but what makes it interesting, unlike kind of most Nintendo platformers, um, this one with the bananas, you get skill points. So each 5 bananas you find equals a skill point. And then those skill points you can obviously buy skills. Duh. But anyway, um, but the skills are like double jump with a rock. You can punch. Your punch is stronger. So as you go down in the world, you keep going down in further deeper into the world, I don't know. But the rock gets stronger, so you need to upgrade your punch, so it makes it easier to punch through the rock instead of taking so many hits. And then there's things like throwing, further, or more health, or carrying more items, whatever it may be. So it's kind of a bit like an RPG-ish. I know it's not an RPG, but in the sense that, it's not just you find a collectathon. It's not a collectathon for the sake of being a collectathon. It's a collectathon, but it makes sense to actually collect everything. Whereas Mario Odyssey, it's a collectathon for the sake of a collectathon to go, oh, I got 100%. Whereas at least with Donkey Kong, you're like, yeah, look, I don't have to get all the bananas, but I want to get these upgrades. So, for instance, one upgrade's for the sonar. When you clap with the sonar, bang, it's you get 2 skill points and it gets a bigger range, and that really helps you play the game. So you makes you want to collect the bananas, um, because it gives you those advantages in the game. So that's what I do like about it. I like that me collecting bananas makes sense, I suppose, instead of just like Mario Odyssey, where it's like I collect them, it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't make an overall difference. I could just go through the game and get the whatever it is, 100 moons. I don't know how many moons it was, but you could just get the standard amount of moons, bang, A to B, done. Whereas this, it makes a bit more sense to actually collect, like the fossils, for instance, so you can get the faster swimming shorts, you can get the better tie that does this or that. So it makes sense, to actually go out your way and collect more of these items, which is an aspect I really like. Like, I've never really seen Nintendo do that, I don't think, top of my head. I mean, apart from like Breath of the Wild, but not an actual platformer like this. Um, Also, each level has multiple It's kind of like Mario Galaxy, I suppose, where like Mario Galaxy, you go to the, I don't know, way back galaxy, and you have those different moons. You start at one moon, go to another moon, whatever it may be. It's the same concept. So you start at this first level, then you go down, but it's the same level, but a sub level of that level. If that makes any sense. So I'm only at the first world, for instance, and it's a water kind of world, and you need to unplug these things to drain it. Do a quest, whatever it may be. So, yeah, really good. Basically, to put it simply, the it's a really, really fun game. They've outdone themselves a bit. I mean, look, I'm trying to think of the negatives at the moment. There's one or two things that aren't, well, no, they are explained later on. I really can't think of any at the moment, to be honest with you. And I'm not just saying that like, oh, Nintendo fanboy, because, I mean, you look at my Zelda review, I said they're really good, but, there was pop-in and things like that, so they weren't perfect. Um, and I'm not saying this is perfect, of course. I haven't played enough of it yet. But so far, so good. If you've got a Switch 2, obviously it's a no-brainer. You've got to get this, because really the only two games on the Switch 2 are Mario Kart World and this, in terms of new experiences. Um, but otherwise, really good. Like, I mean, I'll have loads of little footage dotted around here and there, but basically, it's good, fun exploration. It makes sense to actually collect the things that are collectible because they serve a good purpose, not just some bull crap. Like, again, I've got a prime example is Mario Galaxy. You collected and you got a new outfit, and it's like it does nothing. Whereas this, again, you collect the fossils, it gives you a new outfit, but the outfit actually does something. So basically, it's like a refined Mario, uh, bloody hell, Odyssey, that's the one. Mario Odyssey, and it feels a bit like Mario Galaxy at the same time. Um, and it's got some new elements, obviously, with that whole, buying items, to make Donkey Kong do other things. So, and then yeah, they're leveling up and stuff. It's just like I said, it's strange because I've never seen Nintendo do this, but it works and it works well, and it's a lot of fun so far. So I can only go off that, but there's probably more I'm missing, but I'm only going to give you a short idea of it. There's 1,000 reviews out there, so probably not going to see mine, but if you do end up watching it, there you go.